The field of more than 800 bowlers has been narrowed down to the final four. The youngest field ever, all chasing the top seed and a place in history. The finals of the 56th Annual Post-Standard Masters is next. Hello everyone, welcome to Flamingo Bowl here in Liverpool. Richie Sposato alongside Tournament Director Bill Vango. Bill, tell us about this year's tournament.
Thanks, Richie. It's good to be here. It was a great tournament this year. We had a fine field of 808, including defending champion R.D. Alexander III from all over central New York and the Syracuse.com area. It's been about 4,000 games to get here, and we've got a few more to go tonight. We've got a great field. These four guys battled to get here tonight. It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, it sure is going to be a good night of bowling, our youngest field ever. Let's bring in my co-host, Bill Ovine.
Thanks,
Bill,
Richie.
thank you. You're welcome.
Rich, how are you?
Welcome, Bill. Good.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah. Thank you for being my co-host this year.
My pleasure.
Please tell us about this year's tournament.
Well, this year's tournament is single game match play. Fourth seed will bowl the third. The winner of that match will bowl the second seed. That winner will then again bowl the first seed. They need to beat him twice because it's a double elimination format and the first seed is undefeated.
Let's run through tonight's finalists. We'll begin with fourth seed John Turberville.
John's our fourth seed out of Manoa. He tends to rely on keeping his ball speed very consistent. He likes to cover a lot of boards on the lane and he throws a lot of strikes and he's a real solid spare shooter.
I'm excited having had the opportunity to be here previously that maybe I'll be able to change my luck this time, getting started in the first match to try and get comfortable and see if that helps me work my way through the matches. But first things first is you got to take one match at a time.
Moving on to the third seed, we have R.J. Blanchard.
R.J. hails out of Baldwinsville. He's the 2003 runner-up in this tournament. He throws a lot of strikes, a lot of revs, and look for him to be a big factor in today's match.
Just another night, no big deal. Just try to make spares, keep my feet slow, and make good shots. That's all you really can do.
Moving on to the second seed, we have Tim Becker out of Cortland, New York.
Tim's the only lefty left in the final. He's age 24 out of Cortland, and he throws a lot of strikes with a lot of revs. He can go down and in, or he can play the inside lane.
I'm just going to take it one frame at a time, hit the pocket, and hopefully I can win my matches.
And our undefeated top seed for tonight's action is Steve Meyer, bowling out of Rochester.
Steve is a real strong power player, loves the action, loves to cover boards, loves to throw strikes, and look for that to happen tonight.
Bowling's my number one thing. I love doing it. I don't care how bad the winner is. I'll go through it, no matter how long it takes to get me to a bowling center. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get there some way, somehow.
Power and control are the two most important features a bowling ball must possess. The new Buzzsaw bowling ball redefines these vital qualities. The diamond-shaped weight block increases revolution without sacrificing accuracy, as the Buzzsaw literally cuts through the pocket. The new Buzzsaw bowling ball, a cut above the rest. Now available at Area Pro Shop.
Let's welcome everybody to the 2015 Post-Standard Masters. Their first match, R.J. Blanchard bowling against John Turberville.
R.J. starts the match out great. Solid strike. A lot of revs on that shot.
That was a great shot by R.J. It's a great way to start the match. He's all loosened up from practice. Let's see what John has to offer here.
little soft on that one, got the ball a little bit inside, leaving the 4-10 split. John's our 4th seed out of Manoa, New York. He's got a 6-1 match play record. He averaged 206.48 during the match play. And he's off to a pretty good week this week, Rich. He wound up defending his dissertation. Yeah. And he's going to now have a PhD. You can call him Dr. Turberville somewhere down the road.
Yep. John's got a little slower ball speed, and on that first shot, obviously was a little slow, went through the nose. Leaving himself a split. If you're going to have an open, you want to get it out of the way of the first frame. Get the jitters out. Let's see if he can, collect himself up here and get back on the board with a strike.
Great shot by John. Got a little extra ball speed on that one. Got it down the lane a little bit further. Nice reaction into the pocket, carrying all 10.
Yep, John loosened up on that shot. Threw a great shot. 10 in the pit.
Now up our 3rd seed, RJ Blanchard, on the strike in the first. RJ also with a 6-1 match play record during the tournament, with the highest average in match play of all the players at 222.
Great shot by RJ. You can see all the revs RJ puts on the ball, and when you put a lot of revs on the ball, it creates a lot more area, a lot better pin carry. You have to throw a little more speed on the ball usually with all those revs, but RJ, like I say, he's getting loose and starting off with a nice double.
RJ's no stranger to Masters competition. He did finish 2nd in this tournament back in 2003, losing in the finals to Jeremy Paninsky. A little high, leaving a 4-pin.
And another good shot by RJ. Got it inside a little bit, leaving a 4-pin. Should be an easy spare. As Billy was saying, RJ's 2nd TV appearance. John Turberville, he's finished 3rd twice before, in 2007 and 2012. So John has a little experience.
Routine spare for RJ.
Let's see if John can jump on that spare and get a double here to even up the match.
That's a better shot for John in the right lane. Last time he left the 4-10, he got this ball down the lane a little bit further, got a little more ball speed on it, and as a result, he got it to the pocket and carried all 10.
Yeah, he loosened up after that first frame. Comes back with a nice double. One more strike here will even up the match. See both bowlers playing inside deep. With all these revs, they like the oil. So they're all playing inside the 3rd arrow.
Another great shot by John. He's got the line formed on both lanes now, and we've got virtually an even match.
Yeah, it's a great shot by John. As you can see, 10 in the pit. John's throwing the lane 1 dart. It's normally for dry lanes, but with John's slower ball speed and high rev rate, it's working out well for him, even on an oily condition.
RJ got that one down a little bit short on the lane, a little bit inside his target line, leaving the 4-6 split.
Yeah, not a good shot by RJ. He was a little off balance at the line, dropped his shoulder, got it inside, went right through the nose, leaving himself the 4-6 split. He threw the ball hard, trying to get the bounce out of the pit, but that's a tough spare to really convert. And he's left with an open and 76 in the 4th frame. Just turned over the lead to John.
RJ's strong. He's got a good mental game. He knows that he was behind in a few matches earlier in the tournament and had to come back with big games in the last week to win. I see possibility of doing that here. A little deep down the lane, leaving the half 10.
Yeah, RJ's got a little speed on the ball. Little weak in the pocket there, leaving a flat 10. Ooh. Swing and a miss for RJ. Can't really be giving the opponents a break like that. Let's take a break in the action here. Try to get a word from our sponsors.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
If you're into bowling, visit the largest online bowling forum website anywhere, bowlingballexchange.com. Get certified ball reviews, post in the many forums dealing with bowling, entertainment, and much more. Bowlingballexchange.com is the largest bowling community you'll find on the internet. Visit the marketplace where members can swap and purchase bowling balls and gear with each other. And you can even take a break from bowling and play other forum members on the arcade page. If you're into bowling, visit bowlingballexchange.com today.
Welcome back. We're here in the fifth frame, 2015 Masters Tournament. John Turberville.
Oh, solid 9-pin. Great shot by John. When that ball hits the pocket, the ball just drives through the 5-pin instead of deflecting off to the right to take out the 9. Great, great shot.
Yeah. Great shot by John, as Billy said. Too much drive, no deflection. Ball just chopped the 5 off the 9. Should be an easy spare.
And there's the conversion.
That was a nice cover by John. John has a 12-pin lead here after 5 frames. Actually, he has a 23-pin lead after 5 frames.
John does have a career high game of 300. His high series is 843. And he is a 2012 Bud Bowl champion. Great shot.
John seems really lined up after that first frame jitters. He's been flush in the pocket the last 5 shots. Keeping the pressure on RJ. RJ's behind in the match 23 pins. 5 frames ago. Needs to start striking.
RJ is a 5-time Van Wee doubles champion with his partner Jimmy Zimmerman. Solid strike there on the right-hand lane, making up for that 4-6 that he left a couple frames ago.
That was a great shot by RJ. He knows he needs to get back in this match, need to throw some strikes, which he did.
And RJ definitely does throw strikes. He's got 51 career 300 games. He's got an 833 high series. And he is not afraid to rev it up to knock the pins over. 23-pin deficit.
RJ needs to take advantage of that strike and double up here, cut the lead down to 13.
He got that ball a little too far down the lane, leaving the double wood, the 2-8.
Yeah, not a good shot by RJ. In this juncture of the game. Running out of frames. Not a tough spare, but with the oil that's on the lane today, it's not a gimme either. RJ has to really settle down here, concentrate, and make this spare.
Good cover by RJ. Should RJ overcome the deficit, he would become the 12th person, if he wound up going on and winning the tournament, the 12th person to be a victor in the tournament, as well as a runner-up. Turberville now up on the right lane, working on the strike with a 23-pin lead.
Looking to add to that lead.
Same result as RJ. The half 10, just got the ball down the lane just a little bit too far. The ball finished in deep behind the pocket, and the 6 falls into the gutter, leaving the 10.
Yeah, good shot by John. As Billy said, he was in the pocket. A little weak, a little light, leaving the 10 pin, but should be an easy spare. John switched into a plastic ball, cut down on the hook. Most players today use a plastic ball shooting their 10 pin because you don't want the ball hooking at the end away from it. You want to throw it hard and straight. So most bowlers have a plastic ball to do that.
Textbook spare for John. Still with a 23-pin lead. John has a little bit of an arthritic condition in his hip. And when we interviewed him on Sunday, he talked about the fact that he has to be slow to the line, which by being slow to the line allows him to adjust his ball speed to keep it, to play the lane as he feels he needs to do. Oh, solid 10.
And another great shot by John. Solid in the pocket, ringing a 10 pin. John very confident. You know, he's in the pocket every shot. It has been since the second frame. John has to keep filling frames here, keep his commanding 22-pin lead.
Good spare by John.
Yeah, John, you know, making the spares. You know, strikes are, you know, part of the game, but you also need spares to win these close, tough matches.
Okay, RJ is definitely in a must-strike situation here, being down 23 pins. With a strike, he can cut the lead to 22. Ring and 10. Same shot. The difference between this one, obviously, the ball finished into the pocket real nice. 6 wrapping around the 10.
Yeah, another great shot by RJ. You know, that speed, you know, could be a little bit too much, you know, getting deflection, which is why you're ringing 10 pins. You know, you're leaving 10 pins because the ball's deflecting. Switches to his plastic ball.
Solid spare.
Picking up the 10. John's still, or RJ still down by 23 pins with 2 frames to go. RJ has a 204 maximum score, and John Turberville is on a 207 pace. So RJ needs to throw some strikes and needs some help from John.
Solid strike for RJ in the foundation, 9th frame.
That was a key strike for RJ, as Billy said, in the foundation frame. You know, the 9th frame is the one you need to build on. So that's a key frame in bowling. You know, to have that one strike going in so you can, you know, build up some pins with a double or the first strike in the 10th. Let's see what John does here in the foundation 9th frame.
Great shot by John. Once again, nice down the lane, depth on the ball, solid in the pocket, carried all 10.
Yeah, John's not frazzled at all by pressure of this game. John's been here before, been on television 2 other times in the last 6 years. John with a 23-pin lead. All he needs is a mark here in the 10th and a good fill, and
there it is. By that strike, John Turberville shuts out RJ Blanchard. RJ finishes in 4th place in the tournament. He'll take home a nice check for $800. John will be moving on to bowl the next match against Tim Becker out of Portland and looking to improve on his best ever finish in the Masters of 3rd place, hoping to make it all the way to the top rung of the ladder.
yeah, that was a nice comeback by John after that open in the first frame.
A little long down the lane, a little too much ball speed, leaving the 2-4.
That could have been a little bit of a test shot for John, having the game already won. A lot of times the bowlers will, you know, make a move, you know, anticipating, you know, lane breakdown and, you know, try a little different line. So John may have done that.
Nice spare, 2:15 game for John.
RJ just finishing it out here.
Oh, solid 7.
Again, having a tough time carrying. You know, RJ has a lot of revs, but sometimes, you know, if you have too much speed, it doesn't matter how many revs you have, you know, the ball is just not going to carry.
Routine conversion and with a strike. RJ will finish with 184. John Turberville with a 215. And an 8 count for 182. In our first match is John Turberville 215, RJ Blanchard 182.
Congratulations on a great tournament, RJ. So it looked like you ran into a little bit of carry trouble out there.
Yeah, couldn't carry, and then I missed 10 pin. That was pretty much it. The split wasn't really a big deal, but.
Yeah, and you had John on a little run there. So do you think a ball change or something like that would have helped, or what were you thinking could have fixed for there was a second game?
Probably wouldn't have switched balls, because it wouldn't. The other one I had wouldn't have hooked.
All right.
I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you, and congratulations again on a great tournament. Great bowling.
There you have it. The end of match 1 was your winner, John Turberville over RJ Blanchard. Let's take a short break. Hear a word from our sponsors.
Owned by TJ Robleski, Logos Custom Embroidery continues to provide top quality embroidering and screen printing for all of Central New York. Logos Custom Embroidery completes individualized and large group orders, including schools, sports teams, and nonprofit organizations. Make your business stand out with custom embroidering and promotional items. All embroidering is done on the premises with only quality apparel. Take advantage of our great monthly specials. Call 432-5065 to get big savings. Visit Logos Custom Embroidery, located in East Syracuse.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Welcome back for the second match of the 2015 Post-Standard Masters. John Turberville was the winner of match 1 and will now be facing left-hander Tim Becker. I'd like to welcome in our tournament director, Bill Vangel. Bill, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Richie. It's great. We got a good show going here, and let's see what's going on in this game.
Yeah. Great shot by Tim there. We have another lefty on the show. It seems like we've had a lefty on the show for the last 6 or 7 years here, Bill.
Yes, we have, and we've actually had a winner, and until recent history, lefty was a rare thing. I think Art Cornelius was the lone lefty for a long time.
Yeah, yes he was. It was about, what, 30 years before another lefty won after Art? A great shot by John, leaving a 4-pin. John's been lined up ever since the first frame last game.
I noticed the first game, John's speed control was very consistent up on the score, so he's throwing the ball consistently every shot.
Yeah, John doesn't have a lot of ball speed, so that's the key for John, is to keep his ball speed up. John likes to use the weaker balls. A lot of revs. Picks up a nice easy spare.
I'd like to thank the bowlers out there in Central New York for entering the tournament this year. We had a great field, and we appreciate everybody's entries. We even had, I think, about a dozen women that bowled this year, and the tournament is open to men and women. The only thing on the entry blank, it says men's, just to separate the two so we don't get the women's entries, but thank you for everybody for entering.
Did we have any women make the finals this year, Bill?
Actually, yes. Our on the lane reporter, Jen Crino. Looks like John got that one in a little bit.
John, a little soft on that shot right there, leaving the 4-6-7 split. Like we said earlier, John has to keep his ball speed up. Might have to make a move as we transition from game 1 to game 2. Lanes start to break down a little bit. It's going to be a tough spare.
Well, let's see what he goes for, the wood or the spare.
Oh, that's the 3-4-7. He's going for the spare.
A little wide, but it's early in the game. If you're going to have something like that, it's better early than middle or late in the game.
Yep, no, you want to get your mistakes out of the way early. But, you know, also you don't want to be throwing away your pins either. That was a big whiff for John, costing him at least 2 pins and Phil. Great shot by Tim. You can see Tim seems really loose. He's 24 years old, bowling out of Cortland. One night a week bowler, averaging 234, is 19 300s and 12 800s to his credit, with a high series of 889 when he was 19 years old. Started out 289, 300, 300. So Tim knows how to throw a lot of strikes.
There's one more.
Great shot by Tim. Off to a nice lead here with 3 strikes. John has to, get himself composed and start striking before it's over.
Just to throw a few things in about the tournament, the cut this year for qualifying was 611. That was the top 127 bowlers.
Great shot by John. It's way to come back. John was down in the first game. It would have opened in the first frame. Came back to win that one. So,
I'd like to thank all the hosts of the tournament, AMF Strike and Spare, Bullmore Lanes, Thunderbird Lanes, and Flamingo Bowl that were here tonight. Thank you very much to help us make this tournament possible.
yeah, it's been a great tournament, Bill, for 56 years now running. It's one of the longest running tournaments probably in the country. Very prestigious here in the local area, the Post-Andrew Masters.
Well, we also have a couple of awards that I want to get in here. The Wind Shedding Award, which was named after the first Masters winner. It's presented to the bowler with the highest qualifying score, and this year's winner is Chuck Pitts with a nice score of 741.
Yep, Chuck is a very fine bowler. And bowled very well, like I said, 741. Did not make it to the finals. Nice spare by John Turberville.
We have one more award here. That's the Bert Sarno Senior Award. It's named after a longtime Syracuse Bowling Association director. That's presented to the bowler with the highest match play series. And Scott Stacknick is this year's winner with a score of 796. And Scott is also one of our past champions.
Yep, Scott's a great bowler in his own right. As he says, 796 in the match play. Tim Becker put a ham bone there, starting off the game with the first 4 strikes. He's off to a 46-pin lead after 4 frames. But the game's not over till it's over, and there's still 6 more frames to go. John has to get his act together. Great shot by Tim, leaving a solid 7-pin.
Well, with Tim looking like he's pretty lined up here, John's going to have to start throwing some strikes. Bears aren't going to cut it with this kind of lead.
Yeah, Bill, you opened up the tournament this year to a few more counties, for more bowlers, more out-of-town bowlers can play this year. And as we see with our undefeated top seed, Steve Meyer, he's on to Rochester.
Yes, he is.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here and catch a word from our sponsors.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Lane 1, baby. Lane 1, baby. Lane 1 is on the rise and here we come, baby. Lane 1, baby. Lane 1, baby. More rock is on the rise and here we come, baby. Lane 1, baby. Lane 1, baby. Action Jackson on the rise and here I come, baby. Lane 1, baby.
Lane 1 can turn anybody into a pro. Hell, look what it's done for me, baby.
Lane 1, baby. 300. Lane 1 is on the rise and here we come, baby. Lane 1, baby.
Welcome back to the 2015 Post-Standard Masters here at Flamingo Bowl. We have John Turberville bowling against Tim Becker. John won our first match 215 to 182 against RJ Blanchard, but finding a little trouble here in the second game. I want to thank Bill Vango for sitting in with us, the tournament director. Bill's done a great job for the last 10 or so years, and we look forward to another great tournament next year.
Johnny Turberville's got a little bit of a hole he's got to dig out, with Timmy Becker starting out with a nice 4-bagger, leaving that solid 7 in the 5th. John is down by 45 pins. Needs to start striking.
Yeah, but it's not over. I know a lot of things can happen here in bowling, but John definitely needs to start striking to put pressure on Tim.
Once again, get the ball down the lane just a little. Oh, a little too far down the lane. That 6-pin just falling off into the gutter, leaving the 10.
Yeah, John, like I said, is using a weaker ball that's normally used for dry lanes because John has slower ball speed. But today there's a little bit more oil on the lane as normal, so the ball is not quite reacting strong enough on the back end, and he's having a little trouble carrying this game.
And the conversion on the 10-pin.
A nice spare by John. John's still down by 46 pins here. But again, the match is not over. A lot of frames left, 5 frames. John still has a 233 max, and Tim Becker is on a 229 pace, so still anybody's ball game.
Looks like he caught a little patch of oil there, got the ball a little too far right of target, going down the lane just a little too long, leaving the 2-pin.
Yeah, again, John catch a little too much oil. The oil could be carrying down a little bit, so John has to figure out what he needs to do here. Maybe move a little bit more to the right with his feet. We'll see what happens. Should be an easy spare.
And he covers the 2-pin with ease. Becker steps up, and I'm sure you touched on this with Billy Vango, but Timmy is the lone lefty in the match, Final 4, and there are 4 previous left-handers who have won this tournament in the 55 years prior. Artie Alexander, defending champion, last year was a left-hander. We went 42 years without a left-hander winning this tournament. Looks like the tide's turning. Great shot by Timmy. Timmy throws a ton of strikes. When we interviewed him on Sunday, he holds an association record down in Cortland with an 889 series, 289, 300, 300. Didn't even bowl it at his home center. He bowled it at Highlands and Homer, and his family owns 281 Bowl in Portland.
And he was only 19 years old when he accomplished that feat.
Another great shot.
Yeah, Tim's really loose, lined in. Again, he's the lone lefty here. Sometimes the lefties have a little bit of an advantage, you know, with the lanes not being used as much on the left-hand side. You know, but you know, the lanes seem pretty fair on both sides. Just John's having a little trouble, you know, knocking the pins over.
John with a 222 maximum, needs the strike here. A little soft, got down a little high on the head pin, leaving the 4-pin.
Yeah, another good shot by John. Like you said, a little soft, going a little high, leaving the 4-pin. John just needs to, you know, pick up his speed, straighten out his line a little bit here, it looks like. You know, down by 48 pins with 3 frames to go. He needs to start striking. It's gonna
routine spare. Yep, John now has a 211 max, and Becker is bowling at a 238 pace. Doesn't look good, but we've seen stranger things happen.
Yeah, but still not over till it's over. Like you said, John has a 211 max. Tim's not a 238 pace. They'll need some help from Tim.
Once again, going the ball taking a little bit too long to come back to the pocket, leaving the 2-pin.
Yep, again, John coming in light. You know, the weaker ball looks like it's just not transitioning here on the longer oil carry down. And he probably could switch to a stronger ball, but seems to want to stay with this one. John picks up the spare. Tim really just needs to keep the ball in the lane here and, you know, get some good counts.
Spare bowling, we always talk about how important spare bowling is, but when you're bowling somebody like Timmy Becker, strikes are definitely the call.
Well, the name of the game is strikes.
Great shot by Timmy. He has flushed every ball thus far.
Another great job by Tim. You can see 10 in the pit. I mean, nothing standing, and that's a perfect shot, perfect strike. And that's the winner right there by Tim Becker. You know, Tim, you know, basically just has to keep the ball in the lane, and this match is over.
Got that one a little wide and got away with it, tripping out the 7.
Another great shot by Tim. Tim with 8 out of 9 strikes. Another ham bone here.
That was the first ball that he really got a little bit off his line. The ball drifted a little bit to the left, but he had enough oomph on it with a little bit of revs, and the ball got back to the pocket and carried the 7. Another 2-pin for John. The ball just seems to be going further and further down the lane, and he did mention that in between games after his first match that he just saw the ball carrying down the lane a little bit further, the conditioner on the lane, you know, causing a little problems for the bowling ball that he's using.
Well, another great performance, you know, this year's tournament for John Turberville. But again, for the 3rd time in a row he's been on the TV finals, he's finished 3rd place.
Nothing to be ashamed of. He's going to go home with a check, nice, for $950. You know, sure he would have loved to win the tournament, I'm sure, but you know, he defended his dissertation earlier this week at graduate school, and you know, it's been a great week for him all the way around. There you go, caught a break there. Knocking a bunch of them over, looking to finish out strong.
Yeah. There's nothing to be ashamed of. John bowled great all week, great tournament, and as my co-host said, he's graduated this year and got a lot of things to look forward to.
Nice adjustment there. He got the ball a little bit further right, a little down earlier on the lane possibly, and flushed the pocket for another strike.
That was a great shot by John. He's loosened up now. The match is over with. A lot of times, bowlers can now just get the jitters out, the bugs, they're loose, and start throwing great shots, which he just did.
His final ball of the match, nice shot, got it wide, down the lane, 10 in the pit.
Yeah, great shot by John. Nothing to be ashamed of. 189. With Tim Becker here, he's really rolling. 8 out of 9 strikes, can finish out with a 279 game. He'll have to beat our undefeated top seed Steve Meyer twice in order to win this year's title.
He is lined up for sure. 10 in the pit, great shot.
Yeah, I don't know if Tim's gonna, take a test shot here, try a little different line. I don't know if he really needs to, but you want to just stay loose, keep things going into the next match.
He's definitely got the line that he likes. We talked to him Sunday. He loves to play that down and in shot, and with all the revs he generates.
Great shot by Tim. You can see all the revs Tim puts on the ball. A lot of power. He's the youngest bowler in today's field, 24 years old. And as we said earlier, this is the youngest finals that we've had, that I can remember. Our oldest bowler just being 35 years old.
Great shot for Tim Becker. Finishes up with a 279.
What a great game. Tim Becker really putting the hammer down here for a nice 279. And the winner of the second match, Tim Becker.
All right, John, congratulations on a great tournament.
Thank
great
you.
bowling. Now, is there anything you would have changed in the last game here?
Well, against my match against RJ, we noticed the transition started to impact, down the lane, and I thought that I was going to get away with it for a little bit longer, but I threw the first few balls a little bit softer, and they seemed to jump, and I think I confused myself and kept playing it soft, where maybe if I were to have gone right sooner and tried to be a little bit more firm, that might have worked out, but it would have taken one heck of a game to have nipped him. He threw the ball great. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, like we were talking about earlier, your spare game was awesome though, so that's something to always hold on to.
Well, I'm glad I made the spares.
Yeah.
I was a little shaky in the tournament getting to this point, so it's nice to pick up some spares. I wish they wouldn't have been there, but like I said, he bowled a great game. I can't say enough, so should be an interesting match.
Absolutely. Well, great bowling again, John.
Thank you.
If you're into bowling, visit the largest online bowling forum website anywhere, bowlingballexchange.com. Get certified ball reviews, post in the many forums dealing with bowling, entertainment, and much more. Bowlingballexchange.com is the largest bowling community you'll find on the internet. Visit the marketplace where members can swap and purchase bowling balls and gear with each other, and you can even take a break from bowling and play other forum members on the arcade page. If you're into bowling, visit bowlingballexchange.com today.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Welcome back to the finals of the Post Standard Masters. Match number 3 versus Tim Becker and Steve Meyer.
Here Here he is, our undefeated player, Steve Meyer out of Rochester, Masters rookie.
Yep.
I'm surprised he opted to start. When we talked to him on Sunday, he said he wanted to have the other guy beat him. Great shot to open the match.
Yeah, Steve's bowling out of Rochester. This is the first year it's been opened up to the Rochester area, and it was nice to have Steve, come out here for the Post-Standard Masters, a long-running tournament. Hopefully we'll get some more bowlers from the area in the years coming.
After him watching Timmy Becker throw all the strikes that he did the last game against John Turberville, he knows he's got his work cut out for him. Great shot, solid 7.
Yeah, this is going to be a great match. Both bowlers are power players, a lot of revs, young. Like we said earlier, this is the youngest finals we've ever had. And this is a great match.
Tim, with the conversion on the 7-pin, has a match play average of almost 218 thus far, where his opponent, Steve Meyer, has a match play average of almost 216. So if all goes according to Hoyle, this should be a real tight match.
Yeah, Tim is single. Like I said, bowls one night a week out of Cortland, New York. Bowled this tournament for 6 years in a row now. Finishing 16th was his best finish prior to this year.
Great shot. 14 balls, he hasn't missed the pocket once.
No, Tim's really lined up. He's putting a lot of pressure on Steve. It's going to be a tough match.
Steve is no stranger to throwing strikes. Steve has thrown 113, yes, 113 300 games in 48 800 series with an 867 high that he's rolled twice.
Steve averages 226 in league this year.
Great shot, flush in the pocket, 10 in the pit.
Steve, wants to get this game over early. Even though he's undefeated and has to lose twice, you don't really want to give the other bowler a chance, let him hang around. So Steve's coming out strong, and I'm going to make Tim work.
Being from the Rochester area, Steve's favorite bowler is PBA Hall of Famer Doug Kent. I'm sure he's keggled a game or two with him somewhere along the way.
Steve likes playing deep, 25 to 30 board, but there's a little more on today's lane conditions, so he's a little farther right. But as you can see, he has a lot of revs. Just, opens up the lane and cuts through the oil.
Definitely a classic power player. Oh, little soft, set the ball down inside a target, leaving the 4-pin.
Yeah, Steve set the ball down a little early. Didn't get it out on the lane. Ball hooked up high. Got a break. Should be an easy spare.
Looked like he lost that one off his hand, Rich. Going for the 4-pin. Missed it off to the right.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake there for Steve. I don't know what got into that shot, but it was not a good result.
He's looking at his hand. He did something to his hand.
He definitely hurt his fingers on that one. Yeah, I think he actually lost it in his thumb, and the ball hit the approach with his fingers still in it and jammed his fingers. So we'll see how that affects him as the game goes on.
Let's see if Becker can capitalize on the break. Solid.
And he does.
He is wired for sound.
Well, these young guys, have no fear. They're just loose and just throwing it as hard as they can, putting the revs on it as hard as they can, and that's how they take the approach to the game. No fear, just loose as a goose, and you're gonna beat me.
Going for 3 in a row. Oh, a little high. The fast 8 leaving the 6-10.
Yeah, good job by Tim. He got that a little wide. Ball came back a little high in the pocket, leaving an easy spare 6-10. Tim uses strike ball, hooking it over.
And the conversion.
Let's see if Steve can regroup here in the fourth frame. See how his fingers are feeling. He was shaking his hand, shaking out the pain.
Trails Becker by 11.
Great shot by Steve.
Good recovery from that errant toss on the 4-pin. With a strike, he comes back within a pin.
You can see Steve still trying to shake out the pain in his fingers. You know, it seems like it's bothering him quite a bit. We'll see how that affects him as the game goes on.
Big shot in the match for Steve right now. He knows that Becker's flushed the pocket all day so far, being down 11. He needs to get the strike to bring him back within a stick.
Yeah, Tim shot 279 the first game, so you know Steve knows that he can't let up. Even though he can lose this first match, he doesn't want to.
Absolutely not. Errant toss, caught a break, caught a little area, got the ball down the lane deep, and Statue of Liberty, as he says on that one.
Yeah, no, that was a great shot by Steve. You know, came out of the ball clean, stay behind the ball, let the ball pick up a roll, let the ball do the work. That's what you have to do. Sometimes, you know, these bowlers want to throw the ball hard, but it just slides too far.
Timmy Becker answers with a strike. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1-pin match.
Yeah, great shot by Tim. Coming back after that shot in the fourth frame.
That was the only toss that he made, with even the 6-10 in the fourth frame, where he went just a tad high. Everything else has been solid flush in the pocket. And the messenger, all those revs, watch those pins dance. Head pin comes off the wall probably and knocks out the 7-pin.
That's right there is what a power player's delight. You can see the ball coming in light, ripping the rack, head pin off the wall, taking out the 7-pin, power strike. All right, we're gonna take a quick break here and catch a word from our sponsors.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Owned by TJ Robleski, Logos Custom Embroidery continues to provide top quality embroidering and screen printing for all of Central New York. Logos Custom Embroidery completes individualized and large group orders, including schools, sports teams, and nonprofit organizations. Make your business stand out with custom embroidering and promotional items. All embroidering is done on the premises with only quality apparel. Take advantage of our great monthly specials. Call 432-5065 to get big savings. Visit Logos Custom Embroidery, located in East Syracuse.
We're back with Steve Meyer, down by 1 pin.
Same deal with in the earlier matches. You watch the ball go down just a little bit further down the lane, leaving the half 10.
Yep. Steve didn't quite get the roll on that ball. The ball coming in light, leaving a weak 10. Switches to a plastic ball. We'll be throwing it hard and straight.
Routine conversion.
Well, maybe routine for Steve, but you know, for the average bowler, not so routine. You know, these guys, you know, really work on shooting their 10-pin spares because it's one of the more difficult spares, and it's left a lot in the game of bowling. So, also being on the end of the lane, you know, right by the gutter, it's not that easy. So, the best way to convert it is to throw it hard and straight, which Steve just did.
On a spare in the 6th, down by 12. Just a tad inside the line that he intended to play, leaving a 4-pin, coming in just a bit high.
That was a good shot by Steve again. Still around the pocket. Like we said, a little high, leaving the 4-pin. You know, with his opponent there throwing a lot of strikes, you know, these spares aren't going to get it done, so.
With the conversion. All right, Becker up in the 7th frame, working on a double. He's got a 12-pin lead. Turn it into a lot more.
Yep. Tim's really loose, has a great shot. Wants to keep the pressure on right here.
Got that one just inside, coming in from the opposite side, just a bit high, leaving the 6.
Yeah, another good shot by Tim. You know, maybe a little softer with that speed, maybe a touch inside, about coming up a little high in the pocket, leaving the 6-pin. You know, lanes could be breaking down after that first game. Might want to make a move.
All right, with the conversion, Becker maintains his 12-pin lead. Both bowlers working on spares going into the 8th frame.
Yep, still anybody's ball game. As we say, Tim has to win 2 times against Steve in order to take home the title. And this is a double elimination tournament.
Great shot by Tim Becker.
Yeah, as you can see, that was solid in the pocket, 10 pins in the pit. Keeping the pressure on Steve. 11-pin lead.
Spare up in the 8th. Oh, a little light coming in. Didn't quite get the roll in the mix that he was looking for, leaving a 7.
Yep, another good shot. As you can see, the ball light. You know, could have a little bit too much, you know, tilt on that shot, having the ball skid too far.
Hard and straight at the 7-pin.
Nice spare for Steve. He needed that to keep this match close. We have a 12-pin difference at the moment. Coming into the foundation 9th frame.
Meyer with a possible 224. Becker strikes out. He has a possible 247. Huge shot for Steve Meyer right here. Great shot by Steve. Looked like he went a little further inside on that, sent the ball a little further right, and got a nice mixing action on the end.
Yeah, great shot by Steve in the foundation 9th frame. That's the key frame in bowling. You know, you can really add a lot of pins in the 10th frame with striking the 9th.
Becker, a little high, tripping the 6-pin.
Great clutch shot there by Tim. Chipping that 6 out for a double, stretching his lead to 23 pins. 10th frame now. Strike right here will shut him out.
Solid 7 by Becker. Great shot.
Great shot by Tim.
He needs a mark and a count.
With the solid 7-pin. He needs a spare and 9 to shut out Steve.
Good conversion on the 7-pin. Once again, like you said, Rich, Meyer has a possible 224 out. Becker is at 206 on a spare. He needs 9 to win the match and send this to another single game match.
Bill, you bowled this tournament. What are your thoughts right now? What are your thoughts for if you were Tim?
If I was Tim, great shot, 225. Solid 7, wins the match. You know, he's in a great position. He's got 2 games under his belt now. He's lined up. He hasn't missed the pocket. And he's got to feel real comfortable because the pressure's not on him. The pressure's on Steve Meyer. Usually when you come into this tournament undefeated, it always seems like the pressure is more on you because you're bowling your first game on this pair. These other guys come in, they've got a couple games under their belt, and they know how the lanes are playing. Now he's going to switch balls to see if he's got something else with this different equipment.
Yep, now's a good time to, test out a new ball, try a new line.
Great shot there. Kept that ball a little tighter, got the ball down the lane in the middle. The ball rode, went deep down the lane before it crushed the pocket, 10 in the pit.
Looks like Steve switched to a stronger ball there. Definitely really flushed up in the pocket. Switching to another ball. That one coming in a little light.
Yeah, it got down the lane just a little bit deep, leaving that half 10 that we've seen quite a few of those tonight.
Well, Steve's going to have to make a decision here with one game to go, which ball he wants to go with.
And the spare, 213 final score for Meyer, 225 for Becker. We're going to one more game for the $2,500 check and the Bud Vanderveer trophy.
We'll be back in a moment for the finals, the 2015 Post Standard Masters, right after this.
Power and control are the two most important features a bowling ball must possess. The new Buzzsaw bowling ball redefines these vital qualities. The diamond-shaped weight block increases revolution without sacrificing accuracy, as the Buzzsaw literally cuts through the pocket. The new Buzzsaw bowling ball, a cut above the rest. Now available at Area Pro Shop.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Welcome back, bowlers, to the 2015 Post Standard Masters Finals. Match number 4, we have Tim Becker against Steve Meyer. The winner takes home the first place check at $2,500.
The traditional handshake to start the match. And once again, Rich, I'm surprised that Myers decided to start on the left-hand lane and let his opponent finish in front of him.
Well, I mean, some people like to finish last. They want to know what they have to do to win. When I was bowling, I like to finish last.
Great first shot to start off the championship match. Yeah, when we interviewed him on Sunday, he was all about wanting to make sure that his opponent had to beat him. That's why it strikes me as odd.
Well, you're right. He did say he liked to finish first, so I don't know why he's finishing, starting first and finishing last. We'll see if it affects him or not.
The first errant toss of the match for Becker, coming in a little soft, a little high, leaving the 2-4-7.
Yep, Tim got one a little high right there. This is not an easy spare. He's got the 2-4-7.
Good spare.
Yeah, nice spare for Tim. You don't want to really start off in a hole here. This is the final game. Winner takes all. This is it.
Let the cliche fest begin. Do or die. It's all of the above. Becker knows that was his first errant toss of the night. He knows what he's got to do to get back in the groove. And I anticipate him throwing a strike here on the left-hand lane.
We have a great turnout for tonight's show, and they're being treated to a great bowling action.
Great shot, just got it down lane, just a touch, wiggling on the 7.
Yeah, another good shot by Tim. Just because you hit the pocket doesn't mean you're going to strike. So, bowlers out there, you want to keep your composure. you know, stay cool, calm, collected, and make your spares.
Switching to the harder ball, converting to 7-spin.
That's a good safe start for Tim. You know, 2 frames down, you know, 2 spares. Steve Meyer was our tournament leader, undefeated coming into tonight's action. Started off with a strike.
Oh! Once again, ball getting down the lane just a little too far, leaving that half 10, almost caught the break with the messenger.
Ball coming in half pocket, not quite getting a shake off the wall. He did make a ball change since the first match. Ooh.
That was not what he was looking for.
No, you don't want to be missing spares here in a championship match. You know, strikes are the name of the game, but you have to make your spares to win these close matches.
Okay, with the open, Meyer falls behind Becker by 11 pins. Looking to regroup on the left-hand lane. 29 and flat after 2. Make that 28 and flat after 2. Once again, just coming in just a touch high, getting the ball down a little early, leaving the solid 4.
Yep. You know, both these bowlers, you know, having a little tougher time now striking, you know, as they did earlier in the match. You know, this is the last game, you know, pressure's mounting.
And the conversion. Hopefully he wasn't having visions of that drop off in the first game, where the 4-pin was fanned on the right-hand side.
No, he seemed to bounce back from that episode. His fingers seem to be all right now, and let's see if he can get back on track next frame with a strike.
Becker just a touch high, leaving the 6-pin.
Yeah, great shot by Tim. See the ball coming in a little high, leaving a 6-pin. Lanes could be transitioning a little bit, breaking down. You might want to make a move. He's been a little high in that lane, 2 shots in a row, so we'll see if he makes a little move the next shot.
Covering plenty of boards, bringing in the 6-pin. 10-pin lead, both bowlers working on spares. Becker up in the 4th on the left lane, which I think out of the 2 lanes, I think that's his better lane.
I don't know, for all you bowlers out there, you know, they put oil on the lanes, you know, first of all to protect the wood, which they're not even wood anymore, but there's usually a little more oil in the center of the lane and a little less oil towards the outside.
Becker, another solid 7 on the left-hand lane.
Another great shot, you know, Tim hit in the pocket, leaving a solid 7. He might have moved in a little bit, catching a little more oil, but the ball deflecting slightly, leaving a 7-pin.
Once again, switching balls, going to the harder surface, routine coverage. Meyer on a spare, on the right lane, looking for the hammer. Good shot, 6-pin carrying the 10.
Great shot by Steve right there. Down 9 pins. Needed that strike to stay in the match.
Meyer up in the 5th, working on a strike. If he carries one here, he'll take the lead in the match by 1 pin.
The key for Steve here is to, you know, make good shots and not get frustrated. He hit an open in the 2nd frame, and you want to be able to keep your composure because, you know, you're going to get an open once in a while, and if you let your emotions get to you, it's just going to make it that much tougher for you.
For the double. Wow. That one went down the lane, long, got a little right of target, leaving the 2, 4, 10.
Yeah. A little too much speed right there, got it in, caught some oil. Didn't really finish. Tough spare.
Didn't quite get over to the left of the 2-pin enough to slide over to get the 10. That's an open frame, 72 in the 5th and flat.
We'll be back in a moment, right after this.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
If you're into bowling, visit the largest online bowling forum website anywhere, bowlingballexchange.com. Get certified ball reviews, post in the many forums dealing with bowling, entertainment, and much more. Bowlingballexchange.com is the largest bowling community you'll find on the internet. Visit the marketplace where members can swap and purchase bowling balls and gear with each other, and you can even take a break from bowling and play other forum members on the arcade page. If you're into bowling, visit bowlingballexchange.com today.
And we're back. Timmy Becker, right-hand lane, tripping the 7. Great shot when he needed it the most. With a strike here.
And there's another great shot by Tim. Leading by 21 pins after an open frame by Steve in the 5th frame.
Strike here can make it 31. And there it is. The Becker cheering section going wild as Timmy flushes the pocket again on the left-hand lane, 10 in the pit.
Yeah, great shot by Tim. As Billy said, it was 10 in the pit.
Meyer not taking his time. Looks like he changed balls. Great adjustment there. Changed balls. Ball went down the lane a little bit, went a little more direct, it looks like, and flushed 10.
Yeah, Steve switched to a stronger ball there. You know, he's been light a few times in the pocket. Having a little trouble carrying. Went to a stronger ball. It's going to react a little bit more in the oil, and you can see it was dead flush.
Big shot here for Steve. Down 31 and cut the lead to 21 with a strike here. And there it is. Solid flush. The revs on that bowling ball are unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a great ball change by Steve. As we said earlier, you know, the ball coming in a little light for him. Switching to a stronger ball, and you can see it going dead flush. Solid strike. Get back in the match.
Becker on a double in the 7th, looking to take the lead back to 31. Once again, soft on the right-hand lane, Rich. That's his tough lane. Going in a little high, leaving the 4-7.
Yeah, lanes can be transitioning a little bit. You know, as you bowl on them, the oil, you know, gets soaked up by the ball. Lanes start to break down, start hooking more. You know, you might need to move inside.
With his strike ball going for the spare and converting.
Yeah, most bowlers use a plastic ball for their corner pins, but Tim has a lot of ball speed, and he just kind of flattens it out and throws it hard and converted the spare nicely. Maintains his 19-pin lead.
This is definitely his better lane. In the 8th. Mixer. Lots of pin action on that one with all the revs he generates from that side. Impressive shot.
Great shot by Tim, keeping the pressure on. You know, Steve working on a double here. He can cut that lead down to 9 pins with a double right here.
Come on, Stevie, one time.
There it is. Solid flush. Looked like he got that one in just a touch from where he was looking. Looked like he was trying to squeeze that one out, and the ball held pocket.
Yeah, Yep, Steve, got that in a little bit. He knows there's a little more oil inside. Wants to keep the ball in the oil, and with all those revs, you can see how he carried that strike nicely. Cutting the lead to 19 pins. 2 frames to go.
Meyer with a maximum 226. Becker strikeout for 235. This match definitely comes as advertised.
It's anybody's ball game here.
Absolutely. Huge shot here for Meyer.
9th frame is a key shot. Key frame in bowling, you want to have a worker going in the 10th frame.
Trips the 4 and a little bit of excitement out of Steve Meyer. Tripping the 4.
Steve got a break there. Steve got a break there. Got the ball in a little bit. Coming up a little high, but tripping out the 4 pin.
The match is in Timmy Becker's hands. He can shut Steve Meyer out by striking out. Oh, solid 7. He finally got back to the pocket on that lane after coming in high a few times during this game, leaving a ringing 7 pin.
Yeah, Tim's had trouble in the left lane here. Having trouble carrying. Needs to make this spare. And he does.
The harder ball. Okay. Now, Tim's maximum is 215. Steve Meyer, maximum of 226. We have a potential for a tie game here, Rich.
Yes, we do, Bill. And how's it work in a tie frame?
If we have a tie game, there will be a 1-ball roll-off. How's that? Talk about sudden death. Solid strike.
Great shot by Tim right there. He needed that strike. Like I say, maximum 215. Steve Meyer, maximum 226. Like I say, we could still have a tie ball game here with a sudden death 1-ball roll-off.
Big shot here for Becker. Another strike. Pressure shot there. With the strike here on his field ball, Becker forces Meyer to get the first strike in the 10th and 9 spare to tie, or a double in the 10th to win.
That was a great shot by Tim right there. Like I say, putting the pressure on, taking the lead right there.
Crucial field ball, solid 7, 214 for Tim Becker. So once again, here's the scenario. Steve Meyer working on a 4-bagger on the right lane in the 10th frame. He needs the first 2 to win, strike, and 9 miss will tie, strike, 9
No, he needs the first
for a
one.
champion.
Well, he needs the first one, 9 spare to win.
And 9 miss will tie. We have the potential.
He's this first one right here.
Oh, it goes in high. He leaves a 4-9 split.
There you have it. Needed that strike to win, did not get it. Tim Becker is our 2015 Post-Standard Masters champion.
Wow.
Tim Becker, 214 to 192 over Steve Myers to win the $2,500 check in the 2015 Post-Standard Masters Championship.
Congratulations to Tim Becker. Back-to-back left-handers winning the Post-Standard Masters.
What a great match that was right there, Billy. Yes, Artie Alexander last year was our 2014 champion from the left side. Tim Becker, both strong tonight, had to win 2 matches. Won them both, and he's our 2015 Post-Standard Masters champion. Congratulations, Tim. We'll be back in a moment, right after this.
Lane 1, baby. Lane 1, baby. Lane 1 is on the rise and here we come, baby. Lane 1, baby. Lane 1, baby. More rock is on the rise and here we come, baby. Lane 1, baby. Lane 1, baby. Action Jackson on the rise and here I come, baby. Lane 1, baby.
Lane 1 can turn anybody into a pro. Hell, look what it's done for me, baby.
Lane 1, one, baby. 300. One is on the rise and here we come, baby. Lane one, baby.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Welcome back to the 2015 Post Standard Masters Championship here at Flamingo Bowl. With the runner-up, Steve Meyer from Rochester, and tournament director Bill Vangel. Steve, you bowled great all tournament. What happened tonight?
I just made a lot of bad shots. That's all I did. I missed spares. I shouldn't miss spares. I thought I figured made the right ball change, which I did. I just, in that 10th frame, I rushed it and yanked it and hit myself in the left shoulder. Nothing I could have done. It's a bowler's mistake.
Yeah, I saw you had a little problem there in the first match where you lost the ball, hit your finger. What was that all about?
It just fell off my thumb and I got caught in the grip and spun my finger.
Yeah,
I got a bruise. Yeah.
Did it affect you much later on in the game?
I couldn't squeeze on that. I couldn't because I normally squeeze with my grip and my middle finger. Couldn't squeeze it as much.
Well, you bowled great all tournament, and I'm glad to have you here. And here's a second place trophy.
I'll be back for it. I'll be back
Steve,
in.
aside from all that stuff that you weren't too happy about, it was a great tournament. Glad to have new bowlers in the tournament. It was excellent. We have a runner-up trophy for you here.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to send you off with $1,300.
All right, sounds good.
So great job.
Appreciate it. I'll be back.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great ball, Steve. Yep. Here we have our 2015 Post Standard Masters champion, Tim Becker. Congratulations, Tim.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to bowl in this tournament. A lot of tough matches, and I just pushed through it every day.
Yeah, you had to win 2 matches tonight to take home the title. And what was your thoughts going in?
Just take it one shot at a time and bowl my best, and that's what I did.
Yeah, you sure did. You were nice and loose, threw a lot of strikes, starting out with a 279 game. That was great, and you kept it going, and you took home the title. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's a trophy from tournament director Bill Vangel.
Tim, great tournament. Very cool and calm collected out there. You had a great tournament, and I want to present you with this pretty hefty Eagle trophy here for you, and show that to the crowd. I think we might hear them yell. We also have a few other things for you here. Also, the Butt Vanderveer Trophy. This has all the winners for 55 years, and you're going to be the 56th. And you can hold this and display it in your home house this year. It'll be yours to keep for a year. And we have one more thing for you.
Yeah, I think Tim's going to like this. Nice check for $2,500.
Congratulations. We got a check here for you for $2,500. Congratulations, great tournament.
Thank you.
And I present to you the 56th annual 2015 Post Standard Masters champion, Tim Becker.
Live, on demand, worldwide, Extra Frame is always on. It's the online bowling channel. Watch live qualifying rounds and match play from every PBA Tour stock and every PBA 50 Tour event on your big screen, PC, mobile phone, or tablet. Archived nationally televised shows and content is available 24/7. Extra Frame is always on. Subscribe now at www.extraframe.tv.
Power and control are the 2 most important features a bowling ball must possess. The new Buzzsaw Bowling Ball redefines these vital qualities. The diamond-shaped weight block increases revolution without sacrificing accuracy, as the Buzzsaw literally cuts through the pocket. The new Buzzsaw Bowling Ball, a cut above the rest. Now available at Area Pro Shop.
Welcome back to the 2015 Post Standard Masters Championship. I'm here with co-host Bill O'Vine. Bill, we had a great match tonight.
Absolutely, Rich, absolutely. And once again, we had our fourth left-hander come and win the tournament in the last 7 years, where we went the first 48 years with only one left-hander winning the tournament. Congratulations to Timmy Becker. Coming out of the losers bracket is the 18th player to come out of the once beaten bracket to win the title.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people coming out of the losers bracket, in the past few years. Like I say, they might have the advantage coming in, but you have to do a lot of good bowling to win it, no matter what. And Tim, bowled great, and he's our champion for this year's Post Standard Masters.
Much deserved, that's for sure. He threw a lot of strikes in his first game, the 279, and he hung tough against Stevie Meyer. He beat him the first game, and then he caught a nice break with Steve leaving the 4-9 in the 10th and pulling off the title. Congratulations to Tim, and congratulations to all the bowlers for making the final. It's a great tournament, it's a grind, and it's tough to get here. You finished runner-up here, and it's not easy to get here, but it's a great tournament. Thanks to Fran Perano for her coverage of the tournament, Billy Vangel and his staff for doing a great job promoting the tournament, running the tournament, and once again, I look forward to bowling next year. Maybe next year I'll finish better than 33rd than I did this year.
Yeah, maybe I'll come out of retirement, but probably not. Well, there you have it. 2015 Post Standard Masters Championships from Flamingo Bowl in Liverpool. See y'all next year.